Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Voices of Change. Today we tackle corruption in higher education, an issue that undermines trust and quality in our universities. What's the real cost of corruption and how can we combat it? Let's find out. All right, let's jump right in. Asif, you're right in the heart of the academic world. From your perspective as a teacher, how do you see corruption taking root in our universities and what its real impact on both students and faculty?
Thank you so much, Tanvir, for giving me this opportunity. So, corruption in higher education in Bangladesh decreases the quality and fairness of universities. So, I would like to share a report by Transparency International Bangladesh, which is also known by TIB, shows that about 42% public university students think corruption happens in recruitment and admission process. There are many examples like bribes for teaching jobs, unfair grading, and misuse of university funds. The financial corruption protests at Jahangirnagar University are just one sign how serious the issue is. As a teacher, it's clear that the corruption destroys both trust and fairness. It discourages talented students and educators by making them feel like hard work and honesty doesn't matter. Over time, it also damages the reputation of universities and prevents them from producing skilled graduates. If we really want our education system to be advanced, we need to fight against corruption and make things fairer and refocus on learning and innovation. That was all of my part. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Asif, for that insight. Now, Jarif, you're living in this reality day in and day out. How have you or your friends felt the effects of corruption? Is it something that's hard to ignore on campus?
Thank you, Tanvir, for giving me the opportunity to talk. Now let's talk about the corruption in universities. Corruption in universities makes life harder for students, from unfair grading to misuse of money meant for students. It creates problems we don't deserve. I've heard of students being asked for bribes to get access to facilities or better grades, which is so unfair. I'm not mentioning the university name for obvious reason. This kind of system makes us lose trust in hard work, but by setting up anti-corruption committees and ensuring accountability, we can build a fairer education system where honesty matters. That's all from my side.
Such a strong point, Jarif. This isn't just a theoretical issue now, is it? Tamid, looking at this from a policy lens, what do you think needs to change in terms of university regulations to really fight this problematic score?
Thank you, Tanvir, for giving me the opportunity. Corruption in higher education compromises the quality of learning and erodes public trust, from bribery in admission to mismanagement of funds. Um, the consequences are dire. Poor infrastructure, unqualified educators, and um, students many so. My analysis suggests that robust monitoring mechanisms and digital transparency are pivotal. Online admissions, financial audits, and rights, let's say, whistleblower protections can minimize corruption. Moreover, ethical training for university administrators and strict enforcement of anti-corruption laws are vital. And I think together we can restore integrity to higher education and ensure it serves as a foundation for national development. That's it.
Great suggestions, Tahmid. But of course, we can't just wait for policies to change. Rahat, you have been on the front lines with activism. What's the role of student-led movement in exposing corruption and pushing for change?
So, thank you again. Uh, Corruption in higher education is impacting negatively our students and their futures. From bribes in admission process to leaks of the question paper and unqualified educators and teachers, and it could be anything. These are just to name a few of the corruption that we see in higher education. So we must stand against this because admission should be fully online to stop bribery, I think. Otherwise, there is no stopping of the bribery system. It is such a big system, and also there are syndicates that runs behind it. So university funds must need to be audited regularly by the university authorities, and we also need strict laws by the policymakers, as they have mentioned, to hold the corrupt officials accountable. I think accountability is the key here to stop corruption in higher education. And we all know that education is the foundation of progress. As a third world country, if we want to progress, well, we can't compromise our education. I think corruption in education, it not only hampers the quality of education, it also makes the nation suffer in the long run. So I think together we can ensure fairness and quality in our universities. Thank you.
Absolutely spot on, Rahat. Activism has its power. Calling out syndicate is very brave. And now, Faib, now as we talk about tackling corruption, how do we ensure we are using an ethical approach that holds people accountable while staying true to values of fairness?
Thank you, Tanvir. Corruption is one of the most pervasive threats to higher education today. It undermines trust, erodes resources, and creates an environment where merit takes a backseat to favoritism. Think about it. How can we expect students to learn about honesty and fairness when their institutions fail to uphold these values? The first step in addressing corruption is transparency. Universities must adopt systems that ensure openness in financial management, hiring processes, and decision making. Anti-corruption committees with representatives from students, faculty, and external monitors can play a significant role in creating accountability. But it's not just about systems. Corruption thrives in a culture of silence. We need to empower individuals, students, staff, and faculty to speak up against unethical practices. Whistleblower protections and anonymous reporting mechanisms are essential for this. Ethical leadership is at the heart of the solution. Leaders need to set the tone by demonstrating integrity in their actions and decisions. When leaders prioritize fairness and accountability, they inspire others to do the same. This is not just a fight for a cleaner system, it's a fight for the future of education. Every step towards transparency, no matter how small, builds a foundation for trust and progress. Let's work to ensure that universities are places of learning, not breeding grounds for corruption. Thank you.
Thank you, Faib and Abir. We have heard from these passionate individuals, but what about the community now? What's the role of alumni and the larger public in ensuring universities are transparent and ethical in their dealings?
Okay, thank you. Look, we can implement transparent academic admissions and requirement processes. After that, we can introduce digital monitoring systems to track financial activities, which will help that. And we have also to establish whistleblower protections for reporting corruption. Look, our education system must be a beacon of fairness and opportunity. As a community, we must demand greater transparency and accountability from our universities. Together, we can eliminate corruption and restore trust in education. That's all.
Insightful speeches from every single one. We learned today that integrity isn't just a virtue, it's the foundation of education. Today, we explored how corruption eats away at trust and quality in our universities, but also the tools we can use to fight back. Let's turn these insights into action. If you have faced similar challenges, share your story below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into these issues that matter. Thank you.